Hello guys, how you doing? How you doing? By Mason, and welcome once again to the channel. Today, I just thought I'll just come here and have a little conversation with you, have a little chat with you, and we're just gonna see where this conversation is gonna take us to. I just thought, you know what? Today is Wednesday, the 4th of December, 2019, and in about 21 days, it's gonna be Christmas time, of course. And so I just thought, you know what? Let me just come here and have a little chat and let's see where this conversation might lead us to. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you don't plan anything that you want to say. Sometimes the things will just come. Spirit will lead you to wherever you wanna, wherever you have to go, wherever you have to enlighten and educate people. Excuse me. Um, yeah, so like I said, it's the 4th of December. It's Wednesday, and on the 25th of December, obviously, is the Christmas day, and I think I made a video about this before when I was saying Christmas Day. A lot of people celebrate Christmas Day differently, and you know what I mean, for the religious type, obviously they're going to be paying reverence to a deity which is called Jesus Christ, who apparently was born 2000 years ago on this date, and they will be celebrating his birthday, and that's for the religious adherents, for the religious people. For the non-religious people, obviously, it's a time of goodwill. It's a time of showing gratitude to all your colleagues, your family members, people that means a lot to you, and you just want to say thank you for being there in my life, that kind of thing. And for some people, it means end of the year. It means um, another year is gone and we are going into another year. So basically, it's a time progression. You're moving from one year to another. That's what it might mean to other people. And for those people who are observant of nature, it is a time as well of celebrating the coming back of the sun, because I mean, I'm gonna make this a video. I'm gonna make a presentation about this. I'm gonna make a video in a presentation way to clearly explain what I mean by that. But basically, um, as you all know, a year has got 4 seasons. We've got spring, we've got autumn, we've got no, hold up, we've got we've got summer. Let's start off with summer. We've got summer, yeah. We've got autumn, we've got winter, then we've got spring. Yeah, okay. So we've got spring, summer, autumn, then winter. So these are the 4 seasons. And really, what detects or what depicts the seasons really is the relationship between the sun and the and our Earth. It is when the Earth is orbiting. Every time when it's orbiting on its axis, the Earth is also when it's rotating on its axis, it's also orbiting around the sun. And when it's orbiting around the sun, and because of the 23.5 degree tilt towards the sun, um, on different time of the year, this relationship or this position of the earth towards the sun give us the 4 seasons. And in December, and exactly on the 21st of December, there is something that is called um, a winter solstice. And a winter solstice, basically, this is when the sun, which has been disintegrating or which has been losing its energy for quite some time, for some reason, on the 21st of December until the 25th of December, or until the 24th of December, or New Year's Christmas Eve. So for 3 days, the sun, which has been going down southbound, because the sun has always been moving from January to December. Okay, but on the 21st of December, the sun, for some reason, it appears from our perception, from our perspective, from our angle of view, it appears to stand still for 3 days. And when it appears to stand still, the ancients or the people that gave us the scriptures or that gave us a religion, on the 25th of September, the sun starts to rise again or starts to move again. So hence it was said that the sun was born again. Okay, so for the people who are into astronomy and astrology, they totally understand this. It is about the sun going into the Tropic of Capricorn, and when it reaches the Tropic of Capricorn, it can't go as further. This is the furthest, this is the lowest it can go, and after that, after 3 days, it re-arises or it starts to move again upwards. Okay, so this is the movement of sun. That's what other people observe. So as you can tell from the explanation I've just gave you, Christmas time means a lot for different people. It might be a season of goodwill, a season of just appreciating what life is all about. It might be a season of appreciating the coming back of the sun, or the born or the rebirth of the sun coming, because you know that without the sun, nothing will ever exist. Without the sun, everything will just perish. It is the sun that sustains life. It is the sun that gives us energy. It is the radiation of the sun that really make us live. So, for you can actually say categorically and emphatically that it is the sun dies. It is the sun's death that gives us life. So the sun died for us. It is by giving out its radiation, which means it's slow death, it's actually giving us life. Okay, so technically you can actually, the sun died for us. So yeah, like I said, it is a season of goodwill, and for the Christians, for the religious adherents, it is the birth of Jesus Christ. And yeah, according to the Christian doctrine and dogma, it is the birth of Jesus Christ. On 2,000 years ago, on the 25th of December, Jesus Christ was born to a Virgin Mary, and to a father, Joseph. And we all know the nativity story. We all know everything. So it is a celebration of the birth of Christ. So, like I said, Christmas means a lot to different people, and it's up to you how you perceive it. It's up to you how you take it. Okay, and there is not right or wrong. It's only dependent on your understanding. It's dependent on your understanding of life. It's all dependent on what you actually understand about the purpose of life or the reality of life. So I think this is why I thought I want to make this video, because a lot of people, I do not think they understand what reality is all about. A lot of people, I don't think they understand the reality of reality. And I don't know, I'll give you a clear example. All right, this book I'm holding here, yeah, you've all known this book, you've all seen this book, you've all heard about this book. Okay, it is called the Bible. Okay, it is called the Holy Bible. But how many people, especially the Christian people, the Christian adherents, the people who read this book every single day, they swear their allegiance to this book, they go every Sunday to listen to the teachings of this book, they they live with the creed of this book, they follow the doctrine and dogma promulgated from this book, they follow everything, and they say it is the inerrant, it is the truthful word of God, inspired book, which was inspired by God. A lot of people think there is no error in this book, there is no mistakes in this book, because it has been inspired by God. But how many people actually understand this book, what is in this book? How many people actually understand what is it all about? So like I said, the same thing that we're talking about at Christmas can mean a lot of different things to a lot of people. It's all dependent on your understanding. It's all dependent on how much have been awakened and been enlightened, and how knowledgeable you are. Because if you are not knowledgeable of a lot of things, you're gonna stay ignorant. You're gonna stay in the dark. You might think whatever that you know is the truth, but if you haven't been privy, or you haven't been opened to other ideas or other source of knowledge, you're just gonna stay stuck with the knowledge that you have been acquainted with. So, how many people actually understand what this book is all about? How many people do even know what's in this book? For the non religious people, this book is full of rubbish. For the non religious people, this book is full of fairy tales and mythological, allegorical parables that do not mean nothing at all, that belong to antiquity. For the non-religious people and people who don't believe in any of these things that's in this book is a waste of time, and it's a pointless to be even touching or reading or even following this book. The least they could do is probably follow the moral codes or the moral teachings of this book. That's the notion, or that's the rationale of the non-religious types. Now, for the religious type, the religious people, they follow this book 100% categorically, emphatically, and they actually think this is a secular history. Everything that's in this book is literally true. It happened, whether it's 2,000 years ago, 3, 4, 5, 6,000 years ago, and the characters in the storyline in every single deed and every single word spoken in this book, it actually happened. It's a history that has been recorded in scripture. That's what the religious people do know. But then I'm going to ask you again another question. How many people actually understand and know what's in this book? Right. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Holy Book. And the Holy Book means a book that is holy, basically. A book that is inerrant. A book that is full of truth. But what is the truth that in this book? So I think that's where I'm trying to get to. What is actually the truth that's written in this book? Now, I am a researcher. I'm somebody who's been researching ancient knowledge. I'm somebody who's been researching occult knowledge. I'm somebody who's been researching comparative religions. I'm somebody who's been researching esoteric knowledge. I'm somebody who has been researching esoteric and exoteric knowledge. I'm somebody who has been following and studying carefully the mystery schools of antiquity. I'm somebody who has been following religion. I'm somebody who has been following science, because I'm into science as well. I'm somebody who is into metaphysics. I'm somebody who is into hidden occult knowledge. So all these things that I've told, I'm somebody who is into motifs and symbols as well. So all these things, all these subjects I've just told you, I've been researching them. And according to my conclusion, according to my opinion, and according to the evidence that I've seen, I'm not a scholar, I'm just an independent researcher. And according to the things that I've heard from these scholars, and putting everything together, I have seen that a lot of people do not even understand or do not even know what's in this book. A lot of people swear allegiance to this book. A lot of people read this book every single day. Some people even go to churches and stuff, reading it, and they have got absolutely 100% no idea what's in it. They've got absolutely no idea about the teachings, the real teachings in this book. Now, Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you something, right? And I'm not saying I'm an authority of anything. I'm not saying that I am the most enlightened or the wisest person that is decipher all the encrypted symbols or anything that's written in this book. But I'm going to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, and hopefully you can see this. Right, I've got two things here written. Yeah. On the right here is involution. On the right here is evolution. So there's involution on the right here and evolution on the right here. And right at the top is called the absolute or divinity. The absolute or divinity. And right at the bottom here, between evolution and involution, there is a gap or there is a transition between involution and evolution. And the transition comes through 4 stages. And the 4 stages are the mineral kingdom right here. Like I said, I'm going to try, this is just a little discussion I'm doing with you, but I'm going to try to do this as a presentation, as a lecture, to give you proper information. But this is just a little conversation that we're doing. We are just talking here, chatting. Right at the first year is actually the mineral kingdom. The second one is actually the vegetation kingdom. Yeah. The third one is the animal kingdom. And the fourth one is the human kingdom. So let's reiterate. Let's go into it again. Okay. So on this piece of paper, on this A4 piece of paper, on the right hand side, I've got involution written on it. And involution, there's an arrow going downwards. And there's a transition here. And on the other side, there is evolution. And the evolution, there is an arrow facing upwards. Where is it coming from and where is it going to? It's going to the very top here, which is called the absolute or the divinity. And before the 4 stages, the first stage is actually when, after the evolution, is the mineral kingdom, the vegetation kingdom, which is the second one, the animal kingdom, which is the third one, and the human kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, this book called the Holy Bible, what is it all about? This book is all about the journey of your soul, or the expedition of your soul, from the beginning of the first principle to the revelation, from the Genesis, the beginning, where it all started, to the time when it all gets revealed, which is the revelation. That's what this book is all about. It is a stage play or a dramatization of the movement of your soul from the Genesis, from the way it all started, from the absolute, when the absolute or the first or the spirit descended into matter to experience realities or different realities, to the very moment or to the last point when it's all get revealed, when individuality, which is through mankind, come to realize or come to resurrect this spirit that is descended, and come to the realization that you are the one spirit, you are God, basically. This book is about you. It is a stage play or a dramatization of your soul's movement from the first principle or the beginning to the very end. That's what this book is all about. And to reiterate, what I've just said here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I'm gonna expand on it when I do a lecture. If you look behind me, you see a picture, and what you're gonna see is exactly what I've just explained. There is an animal, an elephant there, which is representing the animal kingdom, and there is a tree, which is representing the vegetation kingdom, and there is beneath the tree and the elephant, the mineral kingdom, and then there is a me, the fourth kingdom, which is the human kingdom. So it is through my own revelation, my own consciousness, my own understanding of the divine spirit that is descended into matter, when I try to come to the awakening or enlightenment and realization of my own divinity, of how I am the descendant of the absolute. This is when I get elevated. This is when I evolve and get back to the absolute. That's what this book is all about. Moses was the involution. Jesus Christ is the evolution. It is all about you. And all the characters that you see in the Bible, here in the Bible, they're all states of consciousness. None of them is historical. None of them ever happened 2,000 years ago or 4,000 years ago. None of them is a secular history, but it's all state of consciousness. Okay? So I just thought I'll come to you and give you a little dosage of information. But like I said, I'm going to do a little lecture. I'm going to do a proper lecture for you, a presentation with all information so that you properly understand. So this is just a little tester, a little sampler of what's to come. Okay, so you have a good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and make sure you take care of yourself. All right, bye bye.